I caught a bride cheating on her wedding day, and I'm not sure if I did the right thing. I was actually just a +1 to this wedding. Didn't know the bride and groom. The guy who asked me was a guy I had been on like 3 or 4 dates with. I don't even know why he asked me. It was very clear that we were a situationship, never gonna date. So when he asked me to go to this wedding, I mean, I said yes because I love weddings, but it was a little weird that he was asking me in the first place. So I get to this wedding and I very quickly realized how uncomfortable it is because I don't know anybody and I don't even know my date. Like, this man does not care about me at all. He barely knows me. I think he just didn't want to not have a +1. So he is not paying any attention to me. As soon as we get there, he just drifts off and starts talking to all the people he knows and I'm just alone. I was like, okay, I guess I'm going to have to make friends. So I have the idea, you know what? I am just going to go to the bathroom and touch up my makeup before the ceremony. Then I don't have to talk to people and make small talk with people that I don't know. Because again, I don't even know where my date is at this point. He's gone. He could have left for all I know. So I'm looking for the bathroom. And let me tell you, nothing was properly marked. There were no signs telling me where the bathroom was. So I'm just fumbling around trying to figure out where I'm going. And finally, I open a door thinking it's the bathroom. Was not the bathroom. It was some storage closet. And in there, the bride was making out with some guy. I'm assuming it's the groom. How do I know it's the bride? Because she's in a giant puffy white dress and the guy is in a tux. So I just think that before the ceremony, bride and groom are making out. I said, oh, I'm so sorry. Slam the door and I am so embarrassed. I am so embarrassed at this point. I don't even care about touching up my makeup in the bathroom anymore. I just run back to the ceremony space where everybody is and I find my date and I was like, can we just sit down? Can we just wait for this to start? He was like, what's wrong? And I was like, I don't want to talk about it. I really just want to pretend that never happened. So finally, the ceremony starts and the bridesmaids and groomsmen start walking down the aisle. And as they are, I noticed that one of the groomsmen was the man that the bride was making out with in the closet. When I tell you I felt the biggest pit in my stomach when I saw that man starting to walk down the aisle, I was like, that's not the groom. That is not the groom that she was making out with. And I am freaking out because what am I supposed to do at that point? So I do the only reasonable thing I can think to do. And I turn to my date, who again, I barely know. And I said, the bride, yeah, she was just making out with that guy, that groomsman walking down the aisle in the storage closet. He looks at me and goes, what are you talking about? I said, yeah, I saw them making out in the storage closet. So what's going on here? And he looks at me and he just goes, whatever, it's not a big deal. Just forget about it. Forget about it. I can't. Then the groom starts walking down the aisle. Yeah, clearly not the man the bride was making out with in the storage closet. The bride walks down. As she's walking down the aisle, we lock eyes. I lock eyes with this woman and it was the most uncomfortable few seconds of my life when we were making eye contact. And in the part of the ceremony when they say, if anybody has any reason that these two shouldn't get married, speak now or forever hold your peace. She looks at me again. She makes direct eye contact with me. I was like, girl, there's no way I'm standing up in the middle of your ceremony and exposing you. That's not happening. No, I kept quiet. I didn't say a single word and they got married. After the ceremony, the reception starts and I just am so stressed out. I don't know what to do. I don't know what the right course of action is. So I decide that I'm gonna go to the maid of honor and talk to her. So everyone's having fun, everyone's dancing. At the reception, I pulled the maid of honor aside and I said, hey, you have no idea who I am, but I need to tell you what I saw before the ceremony. And I tell her, I said, the bride was cheating on the groom with one of the groomsmen. This girl didn't look shocked one bit. She knew. She fully knew what was going on. She looks at me and said, thank you so much for telling me this. I'll make sure that everything works itself out. Don't even worry about it. Go on with your day. You know, basically just shut up. That's what she was telling me to do. After that, I was just tapped out for the night. Emotionally, couldn't do anymore. So I find my date, who I knew I was never going to see again. I said, you know what? I'm going to call car, go home. He's like, are you sure? Like, no, stay. I was like, I need to go home. And I did. And never spoke to that man again. But I still wonder if I did the right thing. Should I have told the groom or the best man or someone? Because this woman was fully having an affair right before her wedding. And I assume that the groom has no idea. Let me know what you would have done and what I should do. Should I tell the groom still? Like, I don't know.